We are now live. We are now live. How's everybody doing? We are now live, live, as promised. I'm going to wait for some of you guys to come through. And we're going to discuss some of the teasers. We're going to discuss the reaction to the teasers. We're going to discuss what this movie is going to be like. We're going to discuss the hoot and hula out of this movie. Yeah, we're going to discuss everything we possibly can discuss about this movie. All right. So, Zack Snyder Justice League, man. We're going to discuss the crap out of it. Now, if you guys want to join, you're going to join me in talking about this movie. Quite sure why my face is so distorted. But you want to join me. I hope you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, just holler back at me. You guys can also chat in the comment section if you so wish. Check something here. Let's see if it's muffled. Are we getting muffled? Are we getting muffled? Are we getting muffled out here? Oh, we're getting muffled. Picture's quite distorted this way. It's very interesting. All right, so we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about these trailers. Trailers weren't longer than 15 seconds. 15 to 18 seconds, I think. One trailer was 18 seconds. One trailer was 15 seconds, I believe, and one trailer was 10 seconds, right? If you didn't feel amped for this movie, I don't know what to say. Now, 4 hours of that. 4 hours of that. So come on, guys, roll in. I'm looking for guests. The link is right there in the chat section. So you can check out the link and let's talk. I'm not going to talk by myself. I'm going to save this up. I'm waiting on you guys to come through. Okay, in the meantime, we're going to be moving around, doing some cooking. And I'm waiting for you guys to come in here. We're going to talk about it. If you guys haven't checked the video yet, you guys should go to Tyrone Magnus's channel, see his reaction to him seeing Superman in a black suit. It is priceless. When I first, let me be honest with you, right? I'm just going to talk about my reaction to the movie first. I'm not going to talk about nothing else. When I first saw that teaser, it was first teaser or whatever, dude, I lost my marbles. I was just, all I was saying was, straight dude. Like, lost my marbles running, man. I won't lie to nobody. So I'm waiting for you guys to come through, and you will. You'll come through. When you guys come through, we're gonna talk about this. I'm very excited about it. Do you guys see Granny Goodness? And in the most recent trailer, did you guys see the tank from The Dark Knight Returns? The tank from The Dark Knight Returns was there. Granny Goodness was there in the trailer just before that one. Of course, Darkseid looking intimidating and devastating as ever. I mean, another thing I saw, though, that I didn't hear anybody really talking about was the fact that we saw the boom tube. We saw the Flash, and he seems to be using the Speed Force to run through different places. Right? He seems to be using the Speed Force to move around. But a lot of people are still not very clued in as to what really is going on when it comes to where exactly is this taking place. It's obviously taking place in the abandoned settlement, right? We see the Flash actually running through the abandoned settlement. Another point in time we've seen in various trailers where it seems as though everything just kind of exploded or something happened, an explosion of some kind, energy explosion, some kind of explosion. And Flash, he's watching it at first, and then he goes running in the opposite direction. Don't know how this Speed Force is going to work. Cyborg flying out of there. He's flying out of, so it looks like some kind of explosion. I don't know what that's about either. I think a lot of people are asking questions about those things. Different people have varied reactions to this, you know. I'm not quite sure how my audio is doing. So somebody talk to me about my audio. Is my audio on point? That's back on. So I just want to know if my audio is on point. I am going to be talking about this for the evening. I set aside at least an hour, 2 hours to talk about this. So we're going to talk. Crazy. Just crazy. I saw everything like about this morning. I came through. I saw that Zack Snyder's Justice League was being talked about. I also have another channel where I cover boxing, so I was looking at information concerning boxing. Then I saw this and I was like, dang. Yeah, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. Yeah. I'm surprised. I ain't seen nobody roll through yet. Only 7 minutes in. Okay, cool. I'm gonna roll solo there. I might have to roll solo. Sometimes it happens like that. It is what it is. So, man, obviously, this movie is way more than the theatrical cut, right? The theatrical cut is nowhere near. Now, there's probably some guidelines or some basic things, probably that. But this movie is nothing like, the theatrical cut. Just looking at Wonder Woman fighting, whether it's in Steppenwolf or Superman, and just the visuals, just nuts, right? It's just loco. So, I mean, I am so excited to see this movie. Without a shadow of a doubt, it is probably the most anticipated movie of my life. Okay, it used to be BVS. It used to be Man of Steel. I wasn't too sure. BVS was one I really wanted to see, and I really got to see it. I never forgot how much YouTube videos I put up on BVS. Nobody else seemed to be supporting the movie. I was just like, nah, hell no, right? And there's a huge community now of people like myself who support these movies. And the Snyder Cut came about not so much because of me, but more so because people really fiercely believe that Zack Snyder was putting out good movies. And we knew this all along. And I will see so many videos now online with people now becoming more vocal and speaking about this. And I'm so happy about that. That's a positive, that's a plus. I gotta go out, work the plans, do other things. So when it comes to this movie, I am excited about it, obviously. Can't wait to see it because the trailer's gonna be tomorrow. I don't know what to expect. And that's cool. I like when I don't really know exactly what a movie is or what's going to be about. And the scope of this movie looks like we're talking about a scope from apocalypse all the way across to minuscule small things like relationships between Lewis and Clark. So it's going to cover a large bandwidth. I'm not too sure what Zack Snyder's going to put out for Valentine's Day because I don't know how he's going to approach it, but what is interesting to me is, and by the way, Valentine's Day is my birthday, so it's great. But for me personally, it's just great to see this vision coming to the screen. It really was a fantastic vision. Some people are questioning what was the logic that Warner Brothers was thinking with. Yeah, well, I guess they just was trying to sabotage Zack's vision or something. I don't know what they were thinking, but thanks to HBO Max, thanks to Jason Kilner and AT&T and Warner Media and Aaron Smarnoff and a whole bunch of other people behind getting this vision to the screen. This is something that I absolutely am glad we did not miss. All right. And this probably was for May 2021 year of all years, in my opinion. But it's funny, you know, I haven't really checked out Tyrone Magnus' stuff for a long time. Just to hear Tyrone Magnus talking about cape flapping and to see him all excited about cape flapping is a fun thing, you know what I mean? Anywho, I got some other things I got to do, and one of them is to wet the plants outside. These days are much very, very sunny because we're right now in what we call the dry season. Those people are not tropical people. We have dry season, we have rainy season. Some people have snow, fall, and all that, but we have dry season, rainy season where I live. And so it's not the dry season where you can get water when you can get water. I'm super happy about that. Woo, man. So let's talk about this. There's a lot to talk about. Let's try and unpack it one piece at a time. The first thing I want to unpack, and remember, we have tomorrow, since the Snyder Cut's going to be put out, the first thing we need to realize is what do we as fans do to take it to as high a level as possible, right? What could we as fans do to take it to even the next level so that the advertisement for the Snyder Cut becomes something even bigger? A lot of people don't have awareness as to the Snyder Cut versus theatrical release of Justice League. Even now, there's a huge chunk of people who don't know about this movie. Huge chunk of people who, out that huge chunk of people, there's going to be those who potentially would love a movie like this. How did we get to it? The plan is to use social media and also to come off of social media and speak to people about this movie. You can speak to them through WhatsApp. You can speak to people through Facebook, IG, Snapchat, Twitter, you know, and all the other social medias. But also, you can contact people in person and tell them, hey, man, there's an upcoming there's an upcoming movie that's really awesome that I want you to see and check out and view. But usually, this is really mostly for us as Snyder Cut fans, but it's also awesome to share that experience with other people. And whether they're bitter or they're good or they don't like it or they like it, sometimes it's cool to just do it. Now, I did it with BBS, but I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to be cautious in the sense that I don't want to just spread it to everybody, because there's certain people who I've realized that's not their thing. That's not their taste of movies. They don't really enjoy movies like that. Me, I enjoy hyperrealism. So this movie, everything looking sort of real and as real as possible, and just the way how, you know, the filmography is done, so that you know, example, the hair on their heads and the cape flapping them, just everything's moving according to natural sort of ways, in my opinion. I think that's just what I like about movies, right? I like the hyperrealism in a movie, that it's not real, but it feels real. You're deceiving the thing. I like hyperrealism. So not everybody appreciates that. And this movie is rated R for a reason, because unlike when you do superhero movies where they have a fictitious world that people are put in, I think a Civil War is a perfect example where, you know, you have kind of like a set. It's like a set these guys are on. You know it's a set they're on. And, you know, you're watching at the drama play out, but you know it's a set piece. Whereas for me, when I looked at Batman v Superman, I didn't see sets at all. To me, they were in the actual venues of Congress, you know, where Zack blew up Congress. It's kind of weird because, you know, we had the issue with coup attempt Congress. And there was some times in past where Congress was actually bombed by domestic terrorists, actually. So this is not the first time. I just find that this movie couldn't come at a better time. It couldn't come at a better time in U.S. history, in the world's sort of socio-political structure. To me, it fits into that narrative so appropriately, and it seems to be very timely. And I am very curious to see how these individuals end up uniting together somewhat as a team or a unit. I don't know how tightly they will unite together, and seeing how they take on the challenge. From these trailers, the challenge is immense. You're talking about they're not equipped with materials and tools to deal with the military presence from another world, apocalypse. You know, you're talking about when you look at, like, you know, the apocalyptic scene, the Nightmare Batman scene, where you're seeing all of these, you know, tremendous technology and machinery flying through the air. You know, it's just like it's like an invasion, like they say. It's just so immense, it's so wide scope. You know, it's epic, right? There's no way, you know, that you can combat that. And it reminded me of sort of like the first Zod invasion. But even with General Zod, when the Kryptonians invaded the Earth at that point in time, you know, it wasn't as intense because it was just one. I think they had like one or two machines. And then when you look at the apocalyptic scene where the world, and you can see, and what I love about Zack Snyder's imagery, you know, I'm trying not to unpack everything at once, but, you know, Leroy Kong, what's up, my brother? Leroy Kong says, hello again. This movie is the greatest ever. Yeah. Can you do me a favor, Leroy, and invite some people either from Twitter or Facebook to come and watch this video and even participate in it if you can. I don't know if you can, but if you got some friends, bring them on. I don't care if they're haters or lovers. Once they're respectful on this, and we can have a dialogue, because I'm really excited to talk about it. So anyway, back to what I was saying. You know, the scope at which apocalyptic technology coming down to invade the Earth, you know, and the fact that we know in this story that Superman is going to be highlighted as going rogue, going evil, which is definitely a payoff from BVS. And seeing Christopher Nolan, you know, approving Zack's vision on Twitter, you know, just hammered it home when Christopher Nolan from Syncope, you know, comes out and he supports Zack Snyder. Did you guys see that this week? I don't know how many people covered that. Christopher Nolan came out on Twitter and supported Zack Snyder. Crazy. Because remember, Zack Snyder came on there because of Christopher Nolan. So, you know what I'm saying? Found that word again. Okay. So, you know, I'm waiting to have a conversation with other Snyder Cut fans. I would love to meet two of my fellow Snyder Cut fans from my country. Besides Damian Anton Vincent, there are two other Snyder Cut fans I found out who are from Trinidad. I will go up on Twitter in a couple minutes, try and signal them so we can have a conversation, because I really want to have more of a conversation with as many fans as possible, Snyder Cut or otherwise. It's very exciting. So I'm gonna take my time and unpack this, but I can't spend all my time in front of this phone, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys can hear me. By the way, Leroy, can you hear me loud and clear? All the Snyder Cut fans and all the comic book fans and all the movie fans, I'm looking for all you guys to come down here. Some of you could join this program right now. The link is in the chat section. Click on the link and let's get it on, baby. Let's get it on. So anyway, back to what's saying. So, you know, the vast scale of apocalypse and this invasion, there's no way the Justice League can take on the magnitude and scope of a post-apocalyptic world. No way. Which is why when we look at the opening trailer for the Hallelujah Snyder Cut version, we see Wonder Woman's shield, we see Aquaman's trident. I think we see some other ruins and other things in the ruins. I've been scouring the ruins to see what I saw. Saw the Joker card fluttering in the wind. It's so funny. That Joker card has so much more to play into the game. You know what I mean? We saw the Joker card in the trailer. Then we saw Joker flashing the card. Then we saw Batman walking down the same alleyway. Looked like he was walking out into the apocalypse and from his cape into the apocalypse in place. But then we realized Joker is sitting in that same alleyway, seemingly on top of a mother box, right? And then we see when you merge the two images together, you get Batman watching at the Joker, and it seems as though he's talking to the Joker, and then the Joker flashes his card for some reason. I don't know why. But we get to see the interaction. You know, I'm trying to stay calm, I'm trying to stay kosher, but I just really want to go, But anyway, I'm trying to stay calm, I'm trying to stay kosher, because we get to see Batman's interaction face to face with the Joker, where there's a lot of history between those two, as David Ayer, you know, had sort of given us some hints, right? The cool thing, oh man, the cool thing about the Snyder Cut, man, is the fact that it opens the door to the Snyderverse. Yeah! Ayer Cut. It's part of the Snyderverse. Yes, sir. And that's what's so cool about it. So it's like David Ayer's vision looks like it can come through one Zack Snyder's vision. And the thing about it is that I believe there is no ceiling cap to how far and how successful the Snyder Cut could be, aka Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't think there's a ceiling for it. Meaning, if we, as hard as we push this thing as fans, not just Zack Snyder, but as fans, as hard as we push it, is as far as it'll go. I mean, exponentially. So I've been saying to a lot of us, how are some of the methodologies that we can use to take tomorrow, February the 14th, Valentine's Day, you know, the day where love and care is put into proportion. How can we take, you know, Feeding America? How can we take America Foundation for Suicide Prevention? How can we take, Autumn Snyder's story? How can we take this movement to another level where it's not just about entertainment, right? As Ray Fisher so correctly said, accountability is greater than entertainment. How do we take something that is entertainment and we take it to the next level and we show people how to unite in the course for good in a bigger way? What can we do as a movement to make February 14th something beyond just anticipation for a movie? Something that's real. Something that's real. Activism. We've had activism for this movie. We've had activism for the arts. We've seen so many great artists and aspiring filmmakers and people who didn't even have no art inside of them express themselves. Now, what do we do with it? The question is purpose. What do we do with all that energy that's now channeled? It can't just be channeled towards a movie, but why doesn't the movie and us channel that energy to something bigger? So we have American Suicide Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We have Feeding America. Those are two big ones. And we need to look at something that has to do with the arts, because play and the arts are two of the most important things, aesthetics, that builds a civil society and takes it to the next level, right? Expression. And it is one in which it's almost a free expression of something good. That's the beauty of art, right? And I've been looking at the interviews that Zack had with the kid, the gentleman from Italy, the filmmaker gentleman from Italy. Great stuff again, if you guys haven't seen that. And I've been looking at, so much other stuff, And I ask you guys, I'm not a leftist or somebody for social change only, but I ask you guys, I was watching at what's his name? Phoenix. What's his name? Phoenix, the Batman dude, the Joker guy. Joaquin Phoenix. And Joaquin Phoenix got the Academy Award, the Oscar, for leading actor or something like that in Joker. But the thing about it is, he wasn't interested in the award. He was interested in saying something that meant something and then acting on what he meant. Because there are two things I've noticed in life. There are those people who can come up with great ideas and talk things out, and then there are other people who can execute. And some people have a combination of both. But the point is, at the end of the day, it's about not so much talking about something, which is great, but it's about doing something. Doing something. Now, we in the Snyder Cut movement were able to do something. We were able to get the studio to release the Snyder Cut. But we did more than that, didn't we? We were also able to save lives through the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and feed people, which is very important right now in the midst of a pandemic, wherever you may be in the world, right? So we were able to do those two things. Now, the beauty of it is that we don't only have to do those two things, but we can also be able and capable of doing more. We can do more to help our fellow men and ourselves. That's the purpose of this movie, right? At the end of it, it's all about uniting. It's about coming together. That's the point behind the movie. Coming together, uniting, us united, these are the themes. What is the adversary, though? In real life, the adversary may be embodied in an individual or individuals, but it is not necessarily an individual, right? This is a pandemic, supposedly. And the point behind it is that in a pandemic, we have to find a way to come together, even when there is a disease trying to keep us apart. What would that disease be like? I equate it to the anti-life equation, where people now have to be afraid to meet and greet and interface with each other. But then we have the internet, right? Leroy Kahn says, I really hope Justice League 2 and 3 are made. We need Zack to finish his arc. This is why I'm not going to leave here until we're interacting and interfacing with each other on this platform, which means I may not know you from France, but we're going to talk and you're going to show your face and you're going to talk with me on this program. And we're not going to be here to fight and debate about what is good and what. I don't have time for that anymore. Today, we're going to talk, we're going to express ourselves, and we're going to try and encourage each other along the pathways of whatever it is, because at the end of the day, this is what we want. Unity. You don't have to agree to unite on everything. You can unite on some things. And that's what today's about. That's what these videos are going to be about from here on in. Leroy Kong says, this movie will be the greatest 4 hours of my life. It will deliver big time. Here's my thing. A movie truly delivers to you and me if we do something afterwards. It should be a call to action, just like how BBS was a call to action, just like how Man of Steel was a call to action, just like how Sucker Punch was a call to action. Do you remember? You have the power. You get to choose how you live your life. It was a call to action movie. Watchmen was not. It was more. You know, it was more irony of how we see our heroes. But the Owls of Ga'Hoole was a call to action and a hero's journey. And what, if I may permit me, even though I say I'm a Christian, Zack Snyder was able to harness and speak to us as if we had no labels. And all of us embark on a hero's journey. All of us walk through life. Now, we may not pass every single test, but all of us are on this journey, what they call the hero's journey, where we encounter obstacles, we get guidance, we overcome, we fall, and we fall heavy and hard. And when we fall heavy and hard, sometimes we have to sacrifice our lives because for the betterment of the greater good. And then as a result of that, we get transformed. And because of that transformation, we get ascendancy. And because of that ascendancy, we actually begin another journey, but we begin that journey better than when we last left, which is the story of the Snyder Cut, of course, right? Now, the point behind it is this, guys. The hero's journey, and you know, we always deify the hero. Oh, the hero. But the hero doesn't know they're a hero. Get what I'm saying? I want you to understand. Until they have truly put to death their former life. Unrising, you know, I'm going to go to the Apostle Paul for a second. Not to be scriptural, forgive me, I am going to be fleshy here. But I'm going to speak in a scriptural way. But I'm going to be extremely fleshy and almost selfish when I speak about this. The Apostle Paul said, I die daily. Seems selfless to say that. I put myself to death, and then nope, it's very selfish. And I'll explain to you what I mean. All of us want excellence. All of us want to go to the next level, right? We all want to transcend and become something better than we were before. A lot of us talk about reading books and educating ourselves so that we could be better than we were before. So if it means destroying everything that you knew before to attain something greater and better, you do it. You know, it stakes high enough. It's a selfish thing. It's something propelling you to want to be better. But at the same time, in wanting to be better, and in the back of your mind saying, I'm getting better, right? In the back of your mind, you're saying that. But in the forefront of your mind, you're suffering. And we all know suffering is not something anybody likes. But it is a part of the hero's journey. And when that hero reaches the death and they are risen, just because they've risen doesn't mean that the journey's over. It's not complete yet. The ascension is when they have fully put behind them any sort of initial premature conception or perception of the world through only their eyes. You know, there was a time when I used to feel that saying I was not a good thing. But I can be a very good thing if I is a unity of a we. There is a fundamental truth that I haven't come to the recognition of, but I come to the recognition, but I've never lived it. There's a fundamental truth like this, where everything is connected. But what we really do not understand is not that everything is just connected, it's that everything instantaneously flows into everything. So even if I die, as this energy is not created or destroyed, the energy is transferred into something else, even though I of myself may be decomposing and the entity that was me is losing energy and becoming some dissipate. Okay? For someone to become great, they must dissipate. They must spread. And this is the same sort of fundamental thing we need to do with this film, which is we need to spread it. But in order to spread something, you have to be willing to put it to death from what it used to be. So ascendancy and transcendency is a beautiful concept which we all embrace. But we stop embracing it when we realize what we are must be transformed into something else in order for us to attain transcendence. And I think that's the point where some of us say, I don't know about that. That's the chalice. That's the chasm. That is the cup that King Arthur had. You have to go through death in order to attain rebirth. And it is the most perilous thing to go through. You know, the psalmist David said, though I walk through the chasm, the valley, I plunged from the mountaintop into the valley, and I'm now walking through it. I fell, and I'm walking through this valley. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Who is this you? And so the understanding behind it for me is that all of us, as we go through what seems to be this isolated, perilous, dismal, dark, scary time in our lives, we must understand other individuals like ourselves are going through the exact same thing in their lives as well. It's not just God is with you. It's God incarnate. That's why I said it's very fleshy. Other human beings like yourself are experiencing the very same or similar experiences that you're experiencing, because humanity is a global thing. That's why unity is the only way humanity can truly reflect itself as in its best qualities. This way. No other way. That's why Superman, while he does embody hope cannot singularly embody true hope. It must spread. And in order for hope to spread to other people so they can get inspired and have hope, we must be destroyed. We must be dissipated. The way how we think, the way how we behave, the way how we conduct ourselves must change. I die daily without even talking about God. This understanding is fundamental to humanity continuing on. So when we say I, it means a lot more than a singular individual locked in a particular way. And Superman has to go through that chasm to embody more than just himself. He must have others exhibit the same qualities that he exhibits. And sacrifice is not an act, in my opinion. Sacrifice is a way of life. It's not just an action. To be able, so I go back to a Christocentric thing, but I can use Buddhas, I can use prophets, and I'll go Christocentric. So Jesus, it was said, had his hands outstretched like this on the cross. Remember, in BVS, there were 3 crosses, not 1 cross, right? If there was 1 cross, that means it would just be 1 life crucified. There are 3. Very important. It's not that you need the company. It's that the qualities you possess are multiplied by the company that reflect those same qualities. It's kind of like, have you ever sung a solo by yourself and then you sing in a choir? The effect, especially if you're within the choir, is a multiple effect. It multiplies versus you alone. And I think that is, in essence, what we have to exhibit also as fans of the Justice League and now Justice League members ourselves, in a way. So how do we go about doing it? So plan and strategy coordination is very important. And I believe, going back on Twitter, I know we're going to be doing the hashtag, Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we're going to do it at certain times. And I know also that we're going to probably talk a lot about the movie that day. But I do hope that a lot of you, when you prep and you express yourself, and I hope that people express themselves through multiple different ways. There's the art, there's the music, there's the, just keep the art going, right? The art, the music, the sketches, the little drama pieces, the clay art, the clay motion picture stuff. I'm gonna talk to my cousin and see if I can get him to do a little motion picture something. The stills, the little still kind of Lego things that move around. It's exciting because when more people participate, when more people actually take their time and are involved in a constructive thing versus just talking about it and argue about it and debating about it, it becomes so much more and much more meaningful to them because they're using themselves, their bodies, their minds, their spirits, their souls to do something constructive and good. And that's what ultimately, I believe, our director, Zack Snyder, wants to accomplish with each individual. People are becoming more outspoken, and that's great. But you want to be outspoken for the good, not for the evil. And what you will notice is people who are more for the evil or not for anything positive, they try to muzzle, shut up, quiet people who are trying to do good things. And it's just what it is. People who do good things also try to muzzle, quiet, and shut down people who do bad things as well. But I'm just saying this so that you guys would commit yourselves to wanting to do things that are good and do it collectively in a group. That's why I'm still hoping for someone to come on here and talk with me. I'm not gonna leave until somebody talks with me, and then we can leave. So I'm waiting on you guys. So you guys have any other ideas? Any other ideas of how we can spread this thing? The thing I'm thinking about is on YouTube, because that's where I work. I work mostly on YouTube. I could tomorrow put up a couple videos and link different things from maybe the history of Valentine's Day and link it to Justice League. We could talk about things as far as things currently happening in the world and how it links to Justice League. We think about things locally and how link it to Justice League. We could talk about your excitement for the film and link it to Justice League. Whatever it is, I'm trying to commit as much of my day as possible. I have to go out and work and all that to Justice League tomorrow. And I started off this afternoon by having already a 46-minute segment and hoping that some of you guys will come on, hop on. Don't be bashful, don't be shy. If it's Leroy Kong, even if it's a couple seconds, your stuff doesn't come on, hop on. The link is right there in the description. I'm not interested in popularity or anything like that. Yes, this is a business. I would love donations, but at the end of the day, it's all about for you guys. I want you guys to hop on here and share your thoughts. Share your thoughts about it. I love hearing people talk their thoughts and feelings about things, and I think it's a great thing. I see a guest has popped on here. Leroy Kong, yes, sir.
How are you? Hi.
I'm great.
Can you see me?
I'm great, brother. I'm great.
I'm ready for Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm ready for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Can you hear me?
I hear that. Yes, I can hear you.
It's going to be the greatest movie ever. I can't stop saying it. I can't help myself.
It's a very exciting time we're in, and just the technology and everything to be able to bring this movie to light. The fact that they put money into it and everything. So happy that Jason Kilner, Warner Media, on Sarnoff, the whole Warner Media team has backed this movie, and they haven't backed down. They came 100% behind Zack Snyder's movie. I'm excited about that. Zack Snyder, oh my gosh, those last just seconds. We just got seconds, and I was like, wow.
It's up to us to ensure that it does well. It's up to we to ensure that it does well. It's up to us to ensure that it does well. That it do well on HBO Max. Can you hear me?
100%. I just mute my mic so that you could come across much more clearer. But yeah, 100%. We need to back the movie. But like I said before, I don't want us as a movement to just focus only on the movie. We need to restore the Snyderverse. We need to push for that, because I truly believe that the hands of Zack, the hands of David Ayer, these guys were really trying to put something of substance. Something substance for the viewers. Yes, they were rated R movies, and unfortunately, it's rated R. But the point is, the other directors, Ava, what is it, DuVernay? Yeah, she is going to be doing New Gods. I embrace it. I don't hate on her or nothing. I want her to do her thing, and she's an exceptional director.
Yeah, a lot of people hate her. Hate on her. A lot of people hate her, hates that lady, but that's just how it is. Can you hear me?
But yeah, absolutely. I just mute my mic every now and then. Yeah, I just believe that once the director's doing what they want to do, I have nothing against what Patty Jenkins did with Wonder Woman 84. It was a bit cheesy, but that was what she wanted to do. I have nothing against any director, whether it's the Shazam director or whoever, doing what they want to do, because that's your creative freedom. Your creative freedom. Absolutely. Go with what you want to do. My thing is, allow the directors to have their creative freedom, because ultimately, in the end, their flavor on whatever this DC character is will
Yeah.
add and enrichen the lore of DC.
What
And
I
I
hope.
think that
Mhm.
yes,
Sorry. Just finish talk. Finish talk. Finish talk. I'm sorry to disturb. I didn't mean
you
to
go ahead.
disturb.
You go ahead.
Yeah, what I hope that they do not wipe out the Snyderverse with the Flash movie. I hope they don't wipe out the Snyderverse with the Flashpoint movie. I hope that they don't wipe out Ben Affleck's Batman. I hope they don't do that. I hope they do something unique and special and give MCU a run for their money. Because MCU are doing this the multiverse thing as well, copying DC. So we will see.
Well, I'm not too concerned about Marvel because and the MCU because they're doing their thing over there. You know, that's not really my thing. I loved Black Panther. You know, I love Captain America: The First Avenger, but that's not really my thing. My
Yeah.
thing is that we're getting Joker. We got Joker.
Yes.
We got
Jared.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Great movie. Up to this day, we could talk about it, and even though it wasn't really designed to talk about society and stuff, you could still talk about society and the way
That's
how
an
people
Elseworld.
operate.
It's an Elseworld thing. The Joker movie is an
Yes,
Elseworld thing. I have Elseworld. So multiverse. Multiverse.
but
Yeah.
it's also a period film of 1984. It's also a case study. So for me, Joker is a good film of how we treat people, and the consequences of how we treat people can sometimes lead someone one way or the other. You
Or
know
the
what I
other
mean?
way. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm just saying, I was thinking of because Joaquin Phoenix made that a huge point. He was not only talking about people and humans, but he also talked about animals and plants and just the environment around which we take for granted, and we do a lot of really terrible things, but we never
Yeah.
think about it because
Yeah.
and then when I look at Wonder Woman, the very first Wonder Woman Patty Jenkins did, it's a special film. It's a
Yes.
very special film.
But Zack Snyder was involved in that movie. Zack Snyder was involved in that movie more. So you see the big difference with that movie and this movie. So Zack Snyder should be. I hope Zack Snyder is involved in Wonder Woman 3. Zack Snyder should be involved in Wonder Woman 3. Have a Justice League appear in Wonder Woman 3 as well. Make it a lot better, in my humble
I
opinion.
think I think you may have a point there.
Yes.
But again, I don't want to keep Patty locked down. If she wants to do whatever she wants to do, again, that's
No, it's
do
not a
whatever
matter
you
of
want to do.
lockdown. No,
You know
it's
what I
not a
mean?
matter of
Yeah,
lockdown. It's a matter of doing it the
yeah.
right
I
way.
just thought that
See it more.
yeah,
The
right.
DCU need to stay cohesive. They need to stay cohesive. The DCU need to stay cohesive. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying this though because I'm saying my problem with Wonder Woman 84 was only one thing: the action. The action was unrealistic. The movements were unrealistic, and I couldn't. You know what I mean? I couldn't really like. I was trying, but I was laughing most of the time because it was, and I understood she was making it for kids. I understood that,
I
but
love it. I enjoy it.
Wonder Woman was made for kids,
Yeah. But
and it.
this Justice League movie is not
So
for kids. She's going to chop off Steppenwolf and she's going to fight with blood. So when this Justice League comes out, so you will see this is adult. This is more adult, and it's going to be the
right,
greatest movie ever.
boy, 4 hours, boy, of that.
4 hours.
You think you can live? You think you'll live through it, or you'll get a heart attack?
I can watch it too. I will watch it too. Guys, yeah, I watched movie for 5 hours already, 6 hours already, and it's interesting.
Bro, dude, Justice League look like it's gonna be so lit that, dude, I lose my mind. I was like,
Yes.
I wasn't even saying any more words. I was just going, ah!
But wait a minute.
I forgot how to talk. We went Superman. You remember at the end of the first teaser when Superman just came up and just went, "Bah!"
Yes, yes.
Slapping in the back. I was like, whoa! It was like so intense.
It's going to be good.
It was
The
just, and
haters are going to
that's
cry like babies. The haters are going to cry like babies. We cannot let these haters win. They're going to tear it apart. They're going to find fault, and we cannot afford to let these haters win. That's the thing.
well. The point about it is, like I said before, I'm not even studying the haters anymore.
No,
Like,
not
I'm so past them. I'm so past them. Like
Yeah.
a guy said on Twitter, "That's not my Superman," and I was like,
No.
I just broke up laughing. I went, I gave him all the laughing emojis because to me, that was hilarious. You know why? It's not to say that maybe he has a different idea of Superman, so I respect it. I shouldn't be laughing at him, but I was laughing because you got the Superman you wanted.
Yeah.
2017 Justice League. So what are you worried about?
Different
If that's
timeline.
not your
Oh,
Superman,
yes. And Zack
be
Snyder
my
got
guest.
Superman right. Zack Snyder got
We
Superman
have two
right.
versions. There are two
Yes.
versions. So it's
Yes.
not a problem.
Yes.
You get to be happy. We get to be happy. You don't have to
Right.
watch it. Right? So so I mean another guy said he hates Zack Snyder stuff. Like he came up real strong. It's like I hate that. I was like, whoa, dude.
Well, that's
Whoa,
their
okay.
problem.
At least good that he's coming out the closet and saying the truth now. But it's like, dude, I mean, you gotta like what you like, and what you don't like, just
Yeah.
don't study it. Just move on to something else. You
Well,
know, too
Zack
much
Snyder.
hate in the world. Too much hate in the world, and
Right.
we have to focus more on love. And for us as fans, we got what we wanted. Let's focus on love and let's spread that love as far as possible.
The
And
fan
when
and
people
notify me.
lash out at us, anybody lash out at you or attack you, what you need to do right now is show some empathy and love because our movement right now is trying to save lives, is trying to feed people. The Snyder Cut
But
movement is
let me say
trying
something.
to
With all due
help.
respect, yeah, with all due respect,
Yes.
with all due
Yeah.
respect, I tell them to go
Yeah.
fuck themselves and suck their mother. That's what I tell them. Go fuck themselves and suck their mothers.
I don't do that no more. I
Yeah, man,
used to.
a lot of them sending me death threats because I talk good things about Zack Snyder and Justice League. I tell them to go fuck
And and,
themselves.
and, and, and that's
Ability
wrong.
don't scare me. But don't scare me one
Yeah.
bit. Who don't do anything wrong. Nothing is wrong. But I'm no Snyder cult. I admit I'm no I'm a true fan. And Zack Snyder is the greatest director ever. That's my opinion. Excuse me,
I agree.
forgive me for my language.
Brother, I agree with you about him being fantastic for making stories, man. These
Yeah,
kinds of stories, to me, it really has a huge impact on me, and it makes me want to always be a better person as well as
yes.
help other people. So I get what you're saying, but I would say this: when they come with death threats and stuff, follow it up very seriously. But other than that, don't waste your breath and your energy on those people.
No, I don't do that. I block them instantly. I
Don't
block
spend time. Don't spend time on them. There's so much good stuff going on now that we can
right?
focus on the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
I'll tell you this: the loudmouth ones that cussing you and stuff, they're a minority. The majority of
right.
people will enjoy this movie. So
And
try
they
to
have
just
lost.
roll on
They
from
have
them.
lost. They have
And
won. They have lost and
yeah,
we have won. Simple as that.
yeah, yeah, a long time. And the other thing is, you know, in the end, you might be surprised. There may be people who benefit from these kinds of things, and they
Yeah.
may win out in the end too. So for me, I don't want to. I'm tired of going down the road of combating with people. I do combat with people still, argue. I argue a lot, but
Yeah.
really, honestly speaking, um, it's like right now I mean, this is already a success. This movie is a
Yes.
success.
It's already a
What we need
success.
to do now is make it even more of a success. You know what I
Right?
mean? So
Right. Yes.
so that's what it's all about. Because you got what you want, I got what I want.
Yes. And hope and
You know what I
pray.
mean?
And hope and pray that Zack Snyder agrees to do more Justice League movies. I hope and pray that he agrees to do more. But he needs to finish his
I,
arc. Fingers crossed.
well, let's see first of all what he did in this one, and that might set the tone for the next one. And I believe he already probably shot footage for the next one.
Let's hope so.
So that might be just sitting down there, just needed to be finished.
It's
Boom. We'll
going
see.
to
We'll
finish with
see.
a
You know
cliffhanger.
what I'm saying?
He's going to finish with a cliffhanger. So we will see. He's going to finish with a cliffhanger because
Woo!
the Justice League are going to die and Flash is going to go back in time and save them. The Flash is going to
All
run back
I
in
know
time
is,
and save them. So
yeah,
we will see.
all I know is that this is going to be one of my most anticipated movies ever. I'm very excited for it, extremely excited for this movie. And I can't tell you how much we need to get HBO Max down here as soon as possible. But you know, Damien Anton Vincent, who is from my country.
Yeah.
Hey, what's happening in Jamaica? You have an IMAX down there? You have IMAXs in Jamaica?
Yes, I have a cable. I have cable. I have cable. I have a cable. HBO Go. I have HBO Go. HBO on my cable and DSL.
Right, hear this. Hear this.
Yeah.
Find out how many Snyder Cut fans you have in Jamaica. To do that, go on Twitter. Listen. Go on
Yes.
Twitter and it's what's her name? Fiona
Yes.
Zhang. She
Yes.
has all the different regions where Snyder Cut fans were supposed to enter in where they're from. So you can find out how many people are from Jamaica. Me, Damien, another guy and another girl. There's 4 of us we know of. But there's much more. There's much more Snyder Cut fans in Trinidad. But we have to now start moving offline and starting to find out who's real, a big Snyder Cut fan and thing. That's what I think we have to start working.
It'll be available around June, I believe. It's going to be available around May, June. It's going to be available.
It comes out. It's coming out in March. So
yes.
HBO Max should come out about the same time.
By about May, June. HBO
if
Go
not,
and HBO Go by that time. They're going to expand by around May, June. HBO Max, hopefully.
Well, either way, I think they'll expand before that. But even if they don't, we could use the VPNs to access HBO Max, and we could might have to pay a little bit more, but we could still get to see it via this streaming service instead. You know what I mean? Whatever needs, we'll march it together. That's why I'm trying to get more people here, because the more people come here, is the more we could actually work together as a group, so that whoever has a burden or whatever.
I shouldn't say it, but a friend of mine said he'll probably get it on DVD from me by that time, by March 18th. He will probably burn it on DVD from me. I don't know how he gets it, but he said he will probably get it on DVD from me. So I don't know.
Nah, man. Let's support the thing and see how much people subscribe to HBO Max. Get a subscription. It might be a little expensive for us down here, but just set aside your money. You set aside your work money. You working, right?
Yes, I'm working.
You're working in COVID, right? Good. Yeah. So that's all you have to do, set aside some money for it. And gotta get your Zack Snyder t-shirt. I have a Zack Snyder t-shirt, but I'm gonna get another one. And if you need to get sponsored, we're gonna try and work up some situations so we can get sponsor your t-shirt. Okay, everybody must be watching Zack Snyder movie. Now watch it. When you see that movie done.
But I think it'll be showing.
I'll give all a good D.
Yeah, I have HBO Go on my cable, and they advertise it will be showing. It will be showing on HBO Go. I have it on my cable. Good. HBO advertise. You will see.
Good. Better yet. All I'm saying is, when that movie is done, I'll give out everybody a whole day to digest it. Sit down, think about it, watch it again, whatever you want to do.
I plan to watch it several times.
We coming down. We might actually link up with another channel or another set of people, and everybody's gonna talk about the movie. Oh man, can't wait. I've had AVATAQ. Tell me how you pronounce your name there, Jensen. Avatak. I'm so glad it's going to be on HBO Nordic. We don't have HBO Max yet here. Yeah. So the European stations, whatever your HBO European or whatever cable network you have, it'll show on that. Yeah. It's really awesome. I'm telling you, people. I'm trying to stay calm because I don't want to. I'm telling you, this is going to be epic. You want to have your friends. You want to have different people around you. Y'all go. If you could get the biggest screen possible, because it's supposed to be on IMAX. We're trying to lobby for IMAX down here in Trinidad to show it. But we need to have enough numbers, and then we'll rent out the place. And we're going to go nuts. We're going to go nuts, baby. We're coming out of that. You know we're coming out of that movie fired up.
I'll be leaving you now. You hear? Nice talking to you. I believe
man, Leroy. Hey, get some blessings to you, brother. You always holding the fort.
Great live video. Great live.
Thank you very much, and God bless you, man.
Yes. All
Have
right
a
then.
good day.
Yes. All right.
Yes, man. All right. So, Avatek Jensen says it's Avadak. Avadak. Gotcha. Avadak. Gotcha, brother. Avadak Jensen. You can hop on here too, brother, if you want to. You almost pronounced my name right at last try. Avadak. Avadak. Gotcha, brother. Jensen. Man, it's nice to see you here, brother. It's nice to see you here all the way from. Where are you from? Nordic. That means you are somewhere in the Netherlands. Somewhere up in the Netherlands. Um, gotta say. I am super excited to see this movie. I got one person to come on here. Come on down. I got one person to come on down here and talk with me about Justice League. And that was exciting. And I can't wait for another one of you guys to talk to, because we're going to spend that time talking about this. We're going to talk about this. We're excited about this, and we're going to decide what we're going to do. So first things, I know that my boy Pikachu, Shades, he is going to come through, and he's doing a video right now on the stuff that's going on. I also know that other members around here, Denmark, but originally from Greenland. Whoa, Greenland! What is it like in Greenland, my brother? I heard Greenland's very beautiful, actually, and it's not all icy, which is very exciting. I assume it's very cold though. But woo! We're global now, baby. The Snyder Cut is global. Everybody all around the world. It's not just America. It's all around the world. Everybody wants to see this cut of Justice League. And the reason is because it appeals to all of us. And it's not just the action. Everybody knows Zack Snyder can do action. No. It's the emotion associated with the action. Remember the beautiful lie? You remember that scene where Bruce Wayne's parents were killed violently, but yet at the same time you felt the emotion, the feeling of the life draining away from the mother, and the father standing up and getting shut down, and the mother looking intensely into the killer's eyes, and Bruce horrified. Remember that? Zack Snyder, baby. Yes, Leroy Kong, man. You take care. Great lie. Yes, sir. Well, it's very white. This would be Greenland. And yes, very cold in winter, but summer, depending on where you are, Greenland, it's beautiful. I've seen places in Greenland that are beautiful. That's why I asked. And I think didn't they shoot somewhere in Greenland? It was in Greenland that they shot Justice League up in there as well. Yeah, so man, I am so happy to interface with you guys, but we need to continue to formulate plans, not just trending on Twitter, the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League, but also we need to go on social media. We also need to come off of social media and talk to people about this movie. And people who may dig it or just watch little snippets of it on a phone, whatever, and they like it, they should watch it. I mean, Zack doesn't just do action, like I said before. The beautiful thing about him is the drama that is created in his movies, the emotional, sentiment behind it. Sometimes the slow moments of the movie are better. And I think this movie will have a couple slow movements to develop and just kind of digest and just build a story. It's not going to just be nonstop, boom, boom, boom. That's not a Zack Snyder. But he's got all these details, and this looks like it's going to be one of his best masterpieces ever. So I'm really excited about it. And for us as fans, we need to spread this joy that we feel to other people. Not everybody will experience and feel the same way we do, because different people have different value systems and so on. But it is essential that we start spreading this joy to as many people as possible, not just the people who are excited to see this movie, but beyond them. All right? And that's what we were talking about by dying to yourself. That means instead of cussing out people, arguing with people, why don't we try to encourage people, persuade people to want to see this film? Not in a way where we go out of our ways to encourage them, in such a manner that they go see a movie that wasn't for them, it wasn't their style of movie. Maybe we can sort of talk with them and find out what kind of movies they like, and then realize, oh yeah, this person will like this. They will definitely like this. So that's the way to kind of go about doing it. The scene in Justice League with Bruce and Arthur, I think it was in Iceland, right, not Greenland, Iceland, or somewhere in the northern Scandinavia. So Iceland is probably where I was talking about. It had, Greenland's a different place. That's right. Also in Man of Steel, where Soup's first flight scene looks a lot like where I'm from, but it wasn't filmed there. All right, all right, all right. So let me ask you this. Have you met any Eskimos? Are there Eskimos in Greenland? Or no? And do you dress like with the skins and stuff? Do you dress like that? Or you just dress like ordinary people, but just very layered up? You know, I am an Eskimo. All right, cool. That's kind of cool. You're joking or you're serious? I don't know. That's kind of cool though. I remember in Man of Steel when General Zod was he was sending out his signal and the Eskimos were watching that in blue. I thought it was really cool. Global baby, global. We're going on 1 hour, 11 minutes and 42 seconds. So, plan of action. Some of the things we can do. One of the things is link with other channels. Get to know and go on other channels, talk with other people, and link channels with channels. That's one of the ways we could go about doing it and uniting. The other thing we could do is post up a lot of stuff concerning the trailers, the teasers, compiling video footage if you have some video editing skills. If not, talking about the movie online, tweeting it, of course, retweeting, sharing on Facebook, sharing in different venues and so on. And also sharing with your friends. Like you may message your friends on Facebook or wherever and just messaging different people. But always try to start off by trying to find out where they're at when it comes to movie going, so that you could sort of instead streamline it so that you have people who actually would appreciate the movie watching it instead of just going on there and just generally blasting everybody. That would be not so cool. Advac Jensen says she just not going to allow me to do. Okay, there you go. I'm serious, but we prefer today Inuk or Inuk as a group of people. Inuk means human. Inuk means humans. Okay. Cool. So don't call you Eskimo. Call you Inuk. I got you. You're just a human being like everybody else. Cool. I got you. It's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm down with that. Humanity as a whole. I mean, I'm from the absolute opposite. I'm right near the equator, about 10 degrees off. I live in Trinidad, so I'm completely the other side of the globe from you. Okay, I'm more to the center where the sun hits me, and so it was a big, beautiful sunny day, and it was so hot that I wasn't even outside. I was inside for most of the day. It's a very hot day. In fact, I'm itching from the heat. That's how bad it was. And you saw me just drink a set of water because of that. But it's great to see you, man. So your name is Avadak Jensen. Nice. How come Jensen? That's your real name, Jensen? Okay, cool. I'm down with that. I'm down with it. What do you think of coming on here? You could hop on here as a guest if you want. Hop on here for a minute, and I'll just leave you to talk for at least a minute and express your excitement about what you see and what else you want to talk about concerning it. Damn, you pronounced them perfectly. Anyway, I try as much as I can to spread Zack Snyder's Justice League to my friends and family. Oh, really cool. All right. So they're down with it. My family is a little bit spread out. So one of my brothers lives in the same country as me, but he's occupied with his family. And then my other brother's away in the UK and he's occupied with his family. So, but I still try to get in contact with them via social media, talk to my cousins, whatever. If we could get it maybe on IMAX, I'm gonna go with one of my cousins and his girlfriend to IMAX, fiance, sorry, to IMAX, and we'll check it out. I know it's rated R, so but they're big grown people, so they should enjoy it. Plus, probably go with Damian and Vincent and his two friends, plus their wives and their children. Well, not their children. Some of their children could come because some of them are over 18 years of age, so it should be good. But man, the excitement behind orchestrating and organizing something to be a part of something. Don't forget you can do your artworks. And do you do any art or anything like that? Because if you can do some sort of art, any kind of art or any kind of thing, you write art, whatever, I'll feature it on this channel. So what I'm gonna start doing is building up a playlist of all the Zack Snyder stuff that I could find when it comes to Justice League, and we'll put the playlist together so people could go through the different videos one after the other. So I'm happy to do that on YouTube. On Twitter, my Twitter handle is AEPGM42. On my Twitter handle, you can check out the all the Snyder Cut stuff. I try to, like almost all Snyder Cut members, I try to retweet as much as possible, put hashtags and stuff like that. So that's where you can get me on Twitter. And if you want to get me on Facebook, I'm Anson Phillip, and you will see Superman logo and all that kind of stuff there. I have to change that because now I have the A's rated and E logo going on because I'm supporting Ray Fisher and what he's doing, and he's definitely proving himself to be correct in what was happening in the studio. With respect to other things we can coordinate and start working together with, we can also work together on dual projects. Even if you are someone who just comes and visits channels, what you can do is sometimes you share the contents of the channel with other social media platforms, or you could share it with your friends and family on WhatsApp or whatever. I'll show the visitors to people physically. But in addition, if you bring to the table something else, whether it is, I had the gentleman named Pika Shades, who he writes stories. He does these cross-fictional, cross-hero fictional stories, which is great. Cross-villain fictional stories. And he's great. And I use this channel to sort of talk a lot about him and what he does and what he brings to the table. And I think you guys would really enjoy just seeing how much people are creative, so that you have the mainstream creative people like Zack Snyder, and then Zack Snyder kind of opens the portal for other people. Because I'm like a musician, for example. I do music and I do songs. And so I can use my creativity for that, as well as, videos like what we're doing right now. So the idea is to bring us together so that we can use our combined talents and abilities, help each other along the way in terms of business and success and whatever we want to do, probably social media patterns, whatever it is. And then also to be able to assist, encourage, and develop each other in building up other skills and abilities to send out messages and things which are meaningful to help out other people. So that's the idea behind trying to network together. So, for example, what we can do also is we can, with Snyder Cut particularly, we could also be able to use the community forums and ask questions in the community forums. I've seen the Snyder Cut hashtag, that Snyder Cut Twitter handle, right? RT Snyder Cut. They're on YouTube now and they're doing debates, Snyder Cut debates, and they're having all these different activities. Like someone's having a art competition. They actually, RT Snyder Cut had an art competition as well. Zack Snyder picked the winner. And so these are the things we could continue to do, but not just in dedication only to the Snyder Cut, but also to bigger things, whether it be something somebody may want to highlight that might be beneficial to everyone along the lines of what Justice League was or what Zack Snyder's vision was. So these kinds of things. I'm not saying that it has to be a movement that stays out and moves outwards of movies, but it's the same principle. And why not help each other out and build each other up? This is what I'm saying. So anyway, tomorrow's a big day. And definitely I'll be streaming most of the day. The morning session I may not be streaming, but in the afternoon definitely be streaming most of the day. And we'll talk a lot about the Snyder Cut. And if I can find the software, I sort of pull down some software for different things, but if I can find the software for it, I will try and get the screen to screen share different things and uh, different pieces of information, right? That I can have on my screen. So that's basically it for now. I was looking for another guest, but it's nice to see you again, Adavak, Jensen, and hey guys, I know it's four of you guys are watching right now. Don't be shy, don't be bashful. Feel free to come, express your opinion, express your thoughts on here. And you know, we're not any big, we're not a big platform. We're not trying to be big or anything. We're just trying to get people to interface with each other, to talk with each other from all over the world. Just talk with my brother from Jamaica. That was Leroy Kong. And it's great to talk with him. He's very excited about the movie and seeing the Snyderverse move forward. And I'm sure a lot of you are also. That's why you're here. So I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm going to move out for a second or two. I have to go do a couple of things around the house to make sure that those things are in order. But I will catch you guys later. I'm going to go eat too. And you guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing to somebody. I'll see you later. Peace.